This guy was rejected by his crush. Heartbroken, he was ready to marry his right hand until a thick retired idol moved in next door. And next thing you know, he's clapping her more than his alarm snooze. From heartbroken to her back broken. Moments before he met her, he was heading home on a bus when he got a text from his crush. "I finally got into your university. Let's meet." But the moment he stepped off the bus, he noticed someone. A gorgeous girl just standing by his front gate. He didn't think much of it and walked inside. But when he left to go meet his crush, she was still there. Something about her felt familiar. Then it hit him. His hopeless friend used to be obsessed with this idol singer, Shia, and this girl looked exactly like her. So what did he do? He called out her name. "Shia?" She turned and sprinted straight at him, holding a lighter. He froze. She burst out laughing, said it was just a joke and she was playing around. He wasn't having it. "Mess with me again and I'm calling the cops." But she just smirked. "Go ahead, officer. Arrest a celebrity who's just trying to live a normal life, stalker." He stood there speechless, then dibbed to meet his crush, Zhu. Jutong finally meets up with Zhu, the girl he's been low-key obsessed with since forever. And honestly, things are going way smoother than he expected. He tries to play it cool, drops a few jokes, tells her about the weird girl loitering outside his house the night before. Zhu listens politely, even shows a little concern. He casually slips in, "So, got a boyfriend?" But before it gets awkward, he pivots, invites her to his place someday instead. To his surprise, she agrees. They wrap up dinner and go their separate ways. But the second Jutong steps back into his neighborhood, she's there again. That same mysterious girl, still by the gate, still staring. It's almost midnight. She walks up to him like it's nothing, and then calmly threatens to rip out his tongue if he tells anyone where she lives, then just walks off. But before she can disappear again, she collapses, face down, burning with fever. Jutong panics, calls emergency services. Fast forward to the next morning, ding dong, he opens the door, and there she is. Same girl, now holding a tray of food like it's a peace offering. She asks if he wants to eat with her. He slams the door in her face, because no one's ever randomly been that kind to him, ever. Later at school, he messages Zhu, hoping to meet again. She says she's busy, except a few minutes later, one of her friends invited her out and she agrees like it's no big deal. She even refuses to wear the scarf she gave her yesterday when she said she was cold. Jutong heads home that night, heart heavy, but again, waiting at the gate is her, Shia, the strange, unpredictable girl he can't seem to avoid. And over the next few days, she keeps showing up, watching, following, unbothered. Jutong tries ignoring her. After all, someone like him has no business dealing with a literal idol-level beauty. But one afternoon at school, he hears someone asking around for him. Turns out, it's her. And she's got every guy in the hallway drooling. Embarrassed, he grabs her hand and drags her out of there before things escalate. He turns to her and blurts it out. "I already like someone else." But Shia just snorts. "Relax. I don't like you. I just don't have any friends right now." Jutong stands there blinking. She shrugs, grabs his phone, and adds her number like it's nothing. That night, they go out for dinner. He feels like the entire city is staring at them. She is radiating model energy. He looks like he crawled out of a group project at 3 a.m. Then she leans in, like she's about to kiss him. His brain shuts down. Back at a hangout with a friend, a self-proclaimed alpha male, the guy starts grilling him about the hot chick he saw earlier. Even tries to get him drunk to spill the tea. But in the middle of that, Jutong gets a call. It's Shia. She hears chaos in the background and assumes the worst. 10 minutes later, she shows up with a bottle. She thinks he's being attacked, but really, the guy's just vomiting. Shia's not impressed. She insults him, grabs Jutong's arm, and storms off. "Why'd you tell her all my secrets?" the guy yells after them. Shia stops, raises the bottle like she's about to knock him out. Jutong grabs it, takes a sip, then passes it to the guy without a word. Situation defused. Once they're alone again, he scolds her. "We could have gotten arrested for that." Shia looks away. "You think I don't know that? I'm tired of hiding all the time." Turns out she's been stuck living in silence, avoiding the world. And for once, she's trying to feel normal. Later, he asks how she even found them. She showed him a list of departments and party zones from campus flyers. He immediately ran to look for Juice. It's been a week since he's seen her. When he finally finds Ju, he waves at her, just as she notices Shia in the distance, and she shouts her name. out loud in public. Shia freezes. People start whispering. Ju keeps talking, unaware that she's just outed a girl who's been desperately trying to stay hidden. Shia walks away, quietly furious. Ju tries to laugh it off, but it's too late. With no ride home, Ju and Jutong grab food and head to Shia's place, asking if Ju can crash for the night. The girls drink, laugh, pretend everything is fine. Jutong goes to get another bottle and finds something strange in Shia's cabinet. Later, she steps outside into the cold, and he follows her, tossing her his vest. She opens up, tells her about her failed friendships, her isolation. She cries. He remembers a cigarette pack in her drawer and wonders how much she's hiding. The next morning, he's hungover and dazed. While helping her reach something, he spots the same cigarette. He picks it up and asks, "Is this yours?" She snatches it, tosses it into the toilet, and flushes it without saying a word. He's left there standing, more confused than ever. Curious, he decides to look her up online, but before he can even finish typing, she walks in. His brain short-circuits. He runs. Days pass, and the bond between them keeps growing. Soon, everyone thinks Sheila's his girlfriend. One day, she shows up at school again, this time with Ju. They go out together, snapping posters under the cherry blossoms. Sheila laughs like a kid, finally at ease. But just when the moment feels perfect, Ju ruins it, reminding Jutong about the upcoming exams. That evening, as they were about to part ways, Jutong hesitated, then asked Ju if she wanted to study together at the library for the midterms. She turned him down gently, saying it'd be better if he studied with classmates in the same major. It made sense, but it still stung. He walked home in silence, wondering if his face was really that bad. Bad enough that even asking a girl to study felt like overstepping. She's just not into funny-looking guys like me. He listed the time she turned them down, how every attempt to get closer ended in failure. Even so, he couldn't let her go. He called himself pathetic, but he still kept her in his heart. A guy holding on to hope that never really existed. Meanwhile, Ju was sitting quietly on the bus, scrolling through her phone. Shia had just sent her some pictures from their recent outing. She picked her favorite one and tried to save it when a message popped up from an unknown number. "Where the hell are you?" The mood shifted instantly. A few days passed. Jutong returned from class ready to collapse when a friend dragged him into plans he never agreed to. There was a party that night, and apparently he was going. A couple hours later, as he sat in his room researching adult topics on their incognito mode, Shia barged in like she owned the place. She didn't even react, just walked in with a bag of skincare products. She said she came to give him a free facial. Apparently, she didn't want him showing up to the party with that tragic-looking face. She paused, then dropped another condition. No flirting, no girlfriends. If you come back with one, we're done hanging out. It left him stunned. Since when did she care? So later that night, Jutong showed up at the bar, and to his surprise, one of the girls eyed him from across the room. He looked decent. No, he looked good. As punishment for arriving late, he was told to sing. The girl didn't hesitate, handing him the mic herself. As he sang, she stared. When it was over, she accidentally dropped her earring. And just like that, a conversation started. Back at home, Shia was alone. Her room was quiet, but her mind wasn't. At the party, the group started a wine bottle game, with a twist. You drink, then share a sip, mouth to mouth. When Gay Leone got her turn, the bottle landed on Jutong. She leaned in for the kiss. Everyone paused. She hadn't taken the sip yet. Rules are rules. So she downed it, leaned in again, only for Jutong to pull away last second. I can't lose my first kiss to someone I just met. The room laughed.
After the party, Jutong offered to walk her home. She was too tipsy to go alone. On the way, she asked if it was true, if he'd never had a girlfriend. He nodded, said he'd been unlucky. She opened up too, about her last boyfriend, and how he dumped her after repeating his senior year for the third time. Jutong joked a little to cheer her up, even playfully tugged her hair. When he finally got back home, he found Shia waiting at the gate, alone. And that's when things took another turn. The next morning, Jutong woke up with just one thing on his mind, her lips. As he stepped outside for school, something caught his eye, a sign by the gate, looking for a female housemate. Why was she suddenly looking to share her space? The question stayed with him all day, but not nearly as much as the kiss did. So much so that during his midterm exam, without realizing it, he wrote her name on the paper. After school, unable to keep it to himself, he dropped by her place. She opened the door casually, like nothing had ever happened. Before he could even bring up the kiss, she addressed it herself, with the same calm she'd used to talk about the weather. His face burned. Eventually, he asked about the rent sign. Shia said she just wanted to meet new people, that apart from him and Jewel, she didn't really have anyone. Then, just as he was starting to relax, she reached out, took his hand, and leaned her shoulder on his. He froze. Not because of the intimacy, but because his body had other ideas. In the following days, Jutong couldn't focus. He kept zoning out. Shia has officially taken over his brain. After exams wrapped up, Juntang ran into Ju on campus. As they walked, he casually mentioned he was planning a date. Instead, she suggested they go study together at the library. His heart sparked. Maybe, just maybe, things were shifting in his favor. But when they got there, the only open seats were on opposite sides of the room. His hope crashed. Still, he tried to stay optimistic. We can take coffee breaks together, he thought. Then, out of nowhere, some random guys showed up and started joking around with Ju like they'd known each other forever. Juntang froze. His jaw clenched as Ju invited the guy to lunch with them later, like he wasn't even there. That was it. Juntang snapped. He noticed that she always finds ways to avoid being alone with him. As he stormed off, he felt that bitter mix of jealousy and betrayal, but also guilt, because Ju didn't know what had happened between him and Shia. At the same time, Rioni was spiraling. She couldn't stop thinking about her ex and wanted to forget him. Fast. Her solution? Move off campus, get a new apartment, and throw herself into a new life. New people, new distractions, new chances at love. Back to Juntang. He sat alone, replaying everything, his thoughts slipping 2 years back. That day, he'd walked Ju home. They were just talking when her father appeared out of nowhere. Furious, violent, he grabbed her and started yelling, furious that she'd come home late and brought along a boy who wasn't even good-looking. Ju broke. She lashed out, then ran. Juntang chased after her, heart racing. That was the day he realized why she was always skipping school, why she never let anyone too close. Now, in the present, he realized something painful. He's the one who changed. She never really did. Just then, Ju tapped him on the shoulder. She said, "Come with me." She led him to the rooftop of the library, a quiet, secret space with a view of the entire city. She said, "I've never brought anyone here. I was afraid I'd say something I can't take back." Then she whispered something, quiet and strange, like it was meant only for him. Before he could ask what it meant, she suddenly walked away. Juntang was left standing there, wondering why she brought him up just to leave again. Meanwhile, Ju was walking alone, torn between her feelings and her fears, her desire to be close, but the weight of her family always pulling her back. She wished Juntang could understand how much she loved him, even if she couldn't say it. But Juntang wasn't sure. He didn't think she liked him at all. The next morning, Shia was already up, annoying him into waking up. But before he could drag himself out of bed, the doorbell rang. Shia answered and found the new housemate standing there. When Juntang came out to see who it was, his heart stopped. It was Rioni. She was just as shocked as he was. A few days earlier, desperate for a place to live, Rioni had seen the rent sign and met Shia. During the tour, Shia mentioned there was a male housemate upstairs who might visit often. Rioni agreed, without knowing who it was. Now, she regretted it. Shia nudged Juntang. "Be nice." As Juntang tried to help Rioni move in, she brushed him off coldly. Then it hit him. He never replied to her message the night he walked her home. That's why she was acting distant. To make up for it, he offered to take her out to eat. At the restaurant, Rioni insisted he drink. Maybe a bit too much. Soon, Juntang was acting like a circus act, drawing attention to their table. Shia got uncomfortable and slipped outside for air. Inside, Rioni looked at him and asked, "Is Shia your crush?" Juntang blinked, stunned. How did she know? Rioni, disappointed, realized he didn't even remember what he said to her the day they met. When they stepped outside, Juntang finally apologized for ghosting her that night. Shia overheard and realized they had history. Then, Juntang started rambling about the kiss, how he couldn't forget that moment. But Rioni misunderstood, thinking he was talking about their time together. As he started confessing something deeper, Shia jumped in and cut him off, dragging him away. Rioni stood there, dazed, butterflies in her stomach, thinking, was he talking about me? At Shia's place, Juntang collapsed on her bed. They kissed. Again, Shia teased him.
Want to make it official? Ju-tang wanted to say yes, but his mind wandered back to Ju, to that rooftop. Why did she take me there? He asked, unable to shake the feeling. Shia rested her head against him. I just want to stay like this. No worries, just us. The next morning, Ju-tang woke up to see Shia sleeping beside him. She looked peaceful, but to him, her entire life felt like a locked box. He tried to sneak out before Rioni noticed, but Shia stopped him. You don't have to hide. After all, something did happen. When they stepped out, Shia clung to him playfully. Rioni dropped everything she was holding. Her eyes locked on the two of them. Something clearly had happened. Ju-tang scrambled to explain, but Shia leaned in and whispered, "We slept together." He nearly passed out from embarrassment. Later, Ju-tang finally sat down to look up Shia online. Her past was chaotic. Scandals, a sudden disappearance from the spotlight. The more he read, the more confused he felt. How did someone with that past become this girl? Ju-tang decided to ask his co-loser Gushu for answers. The problem was, Gushu was still mad. He hadn't forgotten that Ju-tang snitched on him to his mom. When Ju-tang dropped the bomb that he's living with Shia, Gushu flat out didn't believe it. No way his idol Shia would share a place with a nobody like Ju-tang. After the call, Ju-tang kept spinning his wheels, trying to figure out what really happened. Then out of nowhere, Shia appeared and kissed him. Just like that, before disappearing again. A bit later, Gushu showed up at Ju-tang's place, carrying food his mom had sent. But Ju-tang took the food and shut the door. No invite, no welcome. He didn't want Gushu finding out the truth about Shia living there. Gushu was pissed. 2 hours on a train for this? As he turned to leave, he heard a girl's voice from inside. Curiosity got the better of him, and he jumped in ready to blow Ju-tang's secret wide open. But then, Gushu saw who it was. His favorite idol, Shia. The shock knocked the wind out of him. He immediately lost it, acting like a total creep. Shia didn't hesitate. She kicked him out. Over the next few days, Gushu kept showing up early every morning, and it drove Ju-tang nuts. One day, he even brought tuna as a peace offering, but Ju-tang refused it. That set Gushu off. He yelled he was done with Shia or whatever her name was. But then, Gushu saw Shia again, and his simp mode reactivated instantly. Shia tossed the tuna and told him to scram. He got mad, shouted back at her for disrespecting the food. The noise brought Ju-tang running out to break up the fight. Words flew fast and hard. Gushu finally left, declaring their friendship over. Ju-tang noticed Shia trembling afterward. He thought she was upset, so he comforted her. In the quiet moment, she asked him if he had any plans for the cultural festival. Ju-tang did, but Shia told him to make an excuse. She wanted a date. At the festival, Shia showed up dressed to kill. Everyone was staring. Ju-tang couldn't believe someone that beautiful existed. He grumbled about her outfit. She laughed, saying everyone dressed up, but he told her she stood out too much, then took off his jacket and gave it to her. She realized he was jealous. They kicked off the date, spending the whole day together, laughing and having fun. That evening, just before leaving, Shia stepped into a booth to return a costume she'd borrowed. While inside, Rioni showed up and ran into Ju-tang waiting outside. From inside the booth, Shia suddenly grabbed Ju-tang's hand and they walked off together, leaving Rioni staring, jealousy burning. As they walked away, Ju-tang replayed the day in his head. He enjoyed every moment with Shia, but still couldn't meet her eyes. Nearby, Yu was packing up from the day's work when she spotted Shia and Ju-tang acting like a couple. She remembered Ju-tang's message about skipping the booth setup to hang out with Shia. She just watched, silent. Suddenly, Shia pointed to a nearby music show and told Ju-tang she wanted to go. He agreed. At the concert, the host offered $300 voucher if 5 people stepped up to sing, dance, or confess love on stage. Ju-tang laughed, doubting anyone would volunteer. But then Shia walked to the stage. He panicked, trying to call her back to protect her image, but she ignored him and introduced herself as Lee Shia, sending the crowd into a frenzy. The host asked what she wanted to do, but Shia stood silent for a full minute, leaving everyone confused. The host looked ready to kick her off when Ju suddenly jumped on stage and sang with a pitch no one thought was possible. Shia quietly left the stage, tears in her eyes. Ju-tang caught up to her, offering his shoulder to cry on. He remembered her casual confession that she liked him.
He wondered why, even as Zu performed, his eyes stayed fixed on Shia. The next day, he knocked on her door.
She hadn't come out all day. No answer. As he started to leave, she suddenly pulled him in, leaning on him. His heart raced. He kissed her. He pushed her toward the bed, but then caught himself, embarrassed. They sat together, but the spark had faded. Disappointed, he made small talk. He told her not to worry about the concert. The crowd wasn't really talking about her, thanks to Zhu stealing the spotlight. He joked she should buy Zhu a meal as thanks. Xia snapped, furious that Zhu disrupted her moment. Juntang got annoyed too. Why be mad at the one who saved you? Rioni overheard from the living room, knocked on the door, but Juntang just stepped out, disappointed in Xia. That broke something with Rioni. On the cultural festivals last night, Juntang was helping Zhu with the booth when she told him she got a message from Xia asking to spend the night. Zhu sighed, explaining her strict parents wouldn't allow it. After the event, Juntang and Zhu left together. Zhu got playful, but a car nearly deleted her from existence. Juntang grabbed her hand without thinking and realized he learned that reflex from holding Xia so many times. Back home, Xia was waiting as usual. They talked casually until she confronted him about avoiding her. He asked if she really liked him or was just killing time. He suggested they stay friends, no strings attached. She embraced him, challenging, "Let's see how long you can ignore me." The next morning, Juntang woke up to find Zhu already at their place. Xia said she brought Zhu so she could talk girl stuff about the guy who flirts but then avoids her. Juntang's face went red. Xia tried hard to get his attention, but he kept dodging. Next day at school, Xia showed up unexpectedly. Juntang grabbed her and ran off before anyone could see. He asked why she came knowing everyone knew her. She said she just wanted to be with him. He held her close and started walking home. She asked to stop for drinks. Meanwhile, a stranger lurked, snapping pictures of Xia without permission. As Xia walked home, she noticed someone stalking her. Later, Juntang saw a man in a yellow hoodie who bumped into him and ran off. Xia asked if he saw the creep's face. He hadn't. A week later, while walking home with Rioni, the same stalker almost hit her. Juntang recognized him, but he didn't realize the danger. Rioni got suspicious. Xia met them laughing devilishly, shocking Juntang. The next few days, the weather turned nasty, and Juntang noticed that Rioni and Xia weren't themselves. To break the tension, he suggested a barbecue party and invited Gushu, Yance, and Ju to join. As preparations kicked off, Yance and Gushu kept the scene busy with their usual nonsense. But the mood shifted when Xia suddenly asked everyone what they thought about how celebrities live their lives. The conversation started light, talking about all the perks and glamour, but Xia quickly shut it down, saying celebrities have no privacy. Cameras are always in their faces, invading their space against their will. Just as she spoke, Juntang caught a camera flash in the distance. In a flash, Gushu grabbed the camera from the stranger snapping pictures. The stranger bolted, but Juntang's athleticism let him catch up quickly. Back at the house, they planned to call the police once they realized this guy was a serial offender. Xia objected. She said cops never solved anything from her experience. Instead, she suggested they teach him a lesson that would make him infamous in his own right. Grabbing a bottle, she threatened the offender, but Gushu quickly took it to get the punishment over with. Juntang stepped in, insisting it was insane to assault someone. Xia fired back. He asked for it by taking her pictures without consent. Xia left, furious. As the others debated what to do, suddenly a bottle smashed against the offender's head. It was Zhu. Gushu gave her a thumbs up, while Juntang and Yance looked on, stunned. Zhu kept pushing the offender down with relentless bullying. Yance pulled Juntang aside, whispering he never knew his friend took things that far. Juntang wanted to call the cops anyway, but Yance warned him that the photographer was now the victim and could sue them for felony. Flashback: years ago when Xia was with Dream Sweet Band, her manager demanded she reveal more of herself to get attention. When she refused and pushed back, she quit, leaving it all behind. Back to the present, Xia sat soberly in her room. Juntang brought news. They'd confiscated the offender's IDs and made him promise to keep quiet. Now, it was Xia's call what to do next. She surprised Juntang by hugging him. Fierce as she could be, she wasn't one to hurt anyone without reason. She asked to kiss him, but Juntang quickly slipped out before things got out of hand. The next day, Juntang was stunned to find Xia, Zhu, and Rioni had become close friends. He realized Xia was different now. Later, Yance told Juntang he'd rather be friends with Xia's fierce side than try to date her no matter how beautiful she was. He advised Juntang to choose carefully, but Juntang was blinded by love. The next day, while Juntang and Xia teased each other, Zhu showed up unexpectedly with a box. She asked if she could stay for a month or two. Xia agreed and gave her a room. Juntang guessed Zhu had left home again, probably due to a family issue similar to one she had long ago. He left for the end of semester party, thinking he couldn't ask Zhu what was really wrong.
If she wanted him to know, she would have told him. By chance, he stumbled on a hidden spot near the party. Ryuni was there drinking and tangled in her own thoughts, still haunted by Juntang. They were both shocked to see each other. Juntang sat down and started talking. Ryuni asked why the cultured guy was hanging out in a place like this. She asked about Shia, saying she thought Juntang and Shia were secretly dating. He awkwardly shot down the idea, too ugly for a girl like her. She smiled, thinking she had a chance. Juntang rambled confusingly, leading Ryuni to misread his signals, believing he was interested in her. She stood up, ready to fight for him by becoming close friends. They headed home together. The next day, they found Shia waiting by the gate, flipping her lighter. Juntang tried to explain, but Shia just smiled calmly and went inside, surprising and scaring him. That night, he got a text from her. Meet at 4 p.m. They met at a coffee shop. Shia asked how they met Ryuni. He said it was coincidence. Later, leaving the coffee shop, she asked what they should do next. He joked it felt like a date, but he was unsettled. She showed no reaction seeing him with Ryuni. He feared she was plotting something. She told him he was just guilty and that she wasn't bothered. Later, at a bar, Shia revealed she had asked him out to talk about something important. She planned to meet a friend the next day. Juntang asked if it was a boy or a girl. She teased him about which he'd prefer, sending him to the bathroom. Juntang cracked his manifestation, convincing himself he was okay with her going out with someone else. Returning to the bar, he found some losers talking to her. Jealousy hit fast. He confessed he'd rather she go out with a girl than a guy. As Shia prepared to meet her friend, Juntang asked who it was. Shia revealed it was Scan, the Dream Sleep Band leader. Years ago, when Shia and Yance debuted, excitement was cut short by paparazzi flashes invading their private moments. Shia realized then that she had lost her privacy. Even Yance begged her to stay. In the present, Yance asked how Shia was doing. She gave some stories but made it clear that she had accepted a quiet, lonely life. Yance told her to eat, sleep, and love whenever she wanted. She owed herself that. Shia cried after Yance left and decided to walk home in the rain, free, unburdened. At home, Juntang was surprised to see her wet. She took his hand and leaned in for a kiss. He thought about all the teasing she had done. Maybe her feelings were real. Then Ryuni appeared, shocked to catch them. Awkward silence. Juntang quickly excused himself. Later, his phone buzzed, a reminder from his dad about his mom's birthday. At the family gathering, his mom asked him why he hadn't been home during break. His sister teased him about having a girlfriend. They all asked about his longtime crush, Zhu. He dodged the question, saying he was focusing on school to make them proud. His sister called him out, asking if he had been dumped. He went silent, guilt weighing him down. At home, Shia called. In their brief talk, she dropped hints about romantic things she wanted to do. Juntang realized she liked him. That night, during a small party with Gushu and Zhu, Juntang stepped out for booze. Shia followed. On their way back, they started kissing each other. Just then, Zhu came out to take out the trash and saw them. The next day, cleaning the mess, Zhu told Shia she didn't know they were dating. She said they weren't official yet. Juntang wondered why she was sad the previous night when she is not even interested in him. Later at school, Zhu told Jutong that she applied for suspension from school to make money and move out. Despite a full scholarship, she couldn't afford expenses. Juntang guessed it was because she lived with them. She said it was family issues and confessed she liked him. Shocked, he agreed to a date. At the cinema, Juntang placed his hand next to hers. He held back, knowing he needed to clear things up soon. After the date, Zhu confessed her love. She'd kept it hidden because of her controlling father. She invited him to a fireworks date next week. Juntang was stunned. Zhu said she'd be moving out, couldn't watch her crush with another girl. Juntang was confused why he felt hurt. This is what he wanted before. At home, he found Shia crying. She claimed it was spicy noodles but revealed Zhu had told her she was moving in with a classmate. She asked if it was because of them. She asked if Zhu had confessed feelings. He confirmed it. She surprised him by pretending to kiss him, then said it was a prank. She told him not to let desire cloud his choices.
Just when Yutong and Zhu planned their long-awaited date, Man pulled the unthinkable. He showed up with her mom. Zhu was shook. She called him out. Why would you do this? But Yutong had his reason. Zhu's sister told him that her mom wanted to see her. Zhu hesitated, but when she finally saw her mom, that moment said it all. Yutong, he made the right call. Later that night, when Zhu returned, he dropped to the floor, punishing himself with push-ups for going too far. Zhu reached out, but Yutong pulled away. That's when he said it. He's fallen for someone else. And as he spoke, the tears started falling. The two of them ended things not in anger, but with tears under the fireworks, mourning a love that could have been. But Zhu accepted it. She knew she was too slow to take her shot. Yutong, he sprinted home, straight to Xia. He confessed, she smiled, and gave him a kiss that left everyone in the room stunned. Next morning, Zhu left with Grace, and Jutang, he finally knew what he wanted: Xia, the chaotic storm who made his heart race.